Hi, it's Caroline from the Pet Sitter Solihull here. Today I just want to talk to you about a puppy trainer that I have had the pleasure of working with. So her name is Leanne and her company is called Paws Intuition. I will post all the links obviously to her social media and website down below, and I will put them at the end of the video as well. So Leanne is a really experienced dog trainer. She does one-to-one sessions. She does puppy classes. She will support you from the minute your puppy is born and bringing your puppy home, and those first sessions at home. So she supports you throughout that. She does run puppy classes as well, and I was lucky enough to spend 12 weeks with her and her puppy training classes, which were just amazing. So if you have a puppy or about to have a puppy or thinking of getting a puppy, I would highly recommend getting in contact with Leanne. Just having a look at her social media, she shares so many tips. So anyway, today I just want to talk to you about some things that I have learnt from the puppy training, which I think you might find useful as well. So firstly, we bring our puppies home, we have this illusion of what our puppies are going to be like, this loving, well-behaved dog that they're going to turn into. But the reality is that puppies do jump up, they do bite, they do chase things, they do toilet inside the house, and that's just what happens. So that's why we have people like Leanne. As puppy owners, you need to be trained, and Leanne is there to train you. So she gives you so many useful exercises to do at home, but like 1 hour's class every week is not going to turn your dog into this well-behaved dog. Leanne will give you everything you need in order for you to go home and continue that training at home. Doing a little bit every day will pay dividends in the long run. So Leanne is the expert. She trains you, and then you become your dog's trainer, and you do that training day in, day out. And yeah, it would be definitely worth the doing that. So all puppies are different, and you are the one who's going to teach your puppy to do what you want it to do. So puppies are made up of nature and nurture. So whatever their breed is, those genetics are going to be inbuilt with them. So if you have a pointer, for example, your puppy is going to want to chase birds and go after the rabbits and things like that. That's just what their genetics are made up of. And then what you bring to the table, you can kind of think of it like a USB stick. So you are putting in this USB stick into your puppy, and whatever information you are downloading into your puppy, that's going to be what happens. So whatever behaviour you want it to do, you just keep plugging and plugging and plugging it and downloading it, and then that's the behaviour that you will get from your puppy. So you are your puppy's friend, you are their trainer, you are their playmate, you are their parent, and the more you practice doing all the training, the more you control the environment that your puppy lives in, the more you can teach your puppy the good behaviour, the better your puppy is going to be. So you become the fun. Your puppy will look to you if when it's feeling a bit nervous or frightened, it will look to you. When it wants to have fun, it will look to you, because you provide all of those things. So another thing that puppy trainers talk a lot about as well is socialization. So socialization needs to start as soon as you can possibly start. So as soon as you do it, the better. In the first 3 to 16 weeks of your puppy's life, this is when all the experiences that your puppy has will stay with it. So if something doesn't happen within those 3 to 16 weeks, then the chances are when it does experience them after that period, it's going to be more scared of that experience. So take, for example, if your puppy is born in January, the chances are it's not going to experience fireworks until November, which is out of that sort of 3 to 16 week window. So what you need to do is socialize it with those sounds, which means, you know, getting an app on your phone and just playing the noise of fireworks softly to start with, and then building up the volume so that when November happens, it's not a new sound. Your puppy has been socialized to that sound, so it's not going to be reactive. So yeah, just sort of like ensuring that your puppy does experience lots of things. So socialization doesn't necessarily mean about getting your dog to socialize with as many other dogs as it possibly can. It means introducing your puppy to lots of different things. So when you're walking along the pavement and there's a drain cover, it's experiencing walking over what that feels like to the puppy, walking over that drain cover. What does it feel like when there's a lollipop man or woman there, in all their bright colours and everything like that? It's your puppy experiencing those things for the first time. It's about seeing the woman with the pram with the baby in, the boys on their scooters, or the kids in the playground. It's all of those things that your puppy needs to experience, rather than just going to the park and seeing lots of other dogs. It's just introducing lots and lots of different things to your puppy within those sort of first few crucial weeks. Your job as the owner of the puppy, the dog handler, is to spend time with your puppy, playing, socializing, enriching, but you also need to ensure that your puppy really does have some downtime too. Puppies need an awful lot of sleep. If your puppy will experience like lots and lots of different things within the day, what would happen is they have this like bucket, and the more experiences they have, so at the beginning of the day, the postman arrives, so that's something that fills the bucket. Then they go out for a walk, and that fills the bucket. They see another dog, that fills the bucket. They see a kid on a bike, that fills the bucket. And then the bucket eventually becomes completely full. So when they see a mum with a buggy, that just tips the bucket over and overflows. And that's when your dog becomes reactive. So it's about sort of giving your puppy that downtime so that bucket gets emptied. So once they've sort of had that downtime, then you can do sort of things again. So it's really ensuring that your puppy gets as much sleep and as much downtime as possible. They get a chance to empty that bucket. So it's sort of like play, eat, sleep, repeat, and just sort of doing that process. So talking of their food, use your puppy's food as training. So if your puppy has 20 pieces of kibble in the morning, you've got 20 opportunities to do some training. So get your dog to practice its sits. As a reward, they get a piece of kibble. So you've got 20 opportunities to do that. So don't just pop all that kibble in a bowl and give it to them and they gobble it up within sort of a nanosecond. Make them work for it, give them sort of challenges to do. Show them a piece of food and then hide it under a cushion and get them to go and get that piece of food. So it's sort of, making them work for their food rather than just giving it to them. So when you are training your puppy, you are going to reward them for their good behaviour. So when they do something that is good, you reward them with lots of positive reinforcements, lots of praise, lots of enthusiasm, treats, toys, all of that thing, giving them plenty of eye contact so they know that they have done something that you are really pleased with. If they are doing a behaviour that you are not happy with, so if they are jumping up at people, you need to take your dog away from that situation. So if they were jumping up at you, you walk out the room, come back a few seconds later, and if they do it again, you walk out the room, come back a few seconds later, and then eventually when they go, okay, this is not the right behaviour, and they sit instead, that's when you reward them and praise them and give them a treat, whatever it is that they like as a reward, so that they eventually learn that if jumping up, they're not going to get any attention, but if they sit down, then they get lots of attention and lots of praise. So it's just sort of letting your dog choose the behaviour that they want to do, and for good behaviour they get rewarded, for bad behaviour they just get ignored. So eventually they will choose which is the better behaviour. So the last thing just want to touch on is toileting. So don't use puppy pads is kind of like the message that I got from all of this. So if you do use a puppy pad, all you are doing is putting another obstacle there that eventually you have got to get rid of. So if you don't have it there to start with, you don't have to get rid of it. Instead, what you need to do is just regularly take your puppy outside and get them to go to the loo. If they don't, come back inside and just keep spending a lot of time outside, even if that means sort of like having your shoes and your coat and your umbrella by the back door. You just need to keep going outside, and also setting an alarm in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock. It's not a nice time to be awake, but if you persevere with this, it will pay off, and eventually your dog will use outside as opposed to going inside for the toilet. So don't use puppy pads, persevere, and do get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to make sure your dog does have an opportunity to go to the toilet at night. So that, in a very quick nutshell, was sort of everything that I kind of learnt from Leanne's puppy classes. So do go and get in contact with Leanne for any puppy questions, any queries you may have. She has got so much knowledge. I think you'd be blown away. So yeah, go and speak to Leanne. Her details are all there. And I am Caroline. I am from the Pet Sitter Solihull. And if you have any pet sitting queries, cat feeding, dog walking, then please do get in contact. Take care then. Bye bye.